We'll keep going. Oh, ex-navigator's here. Nice, dude. That's exciting. All right.
One Piece Bounty Rush.
Oh, shut up, One Piece Bounty Rush. Okay. I've caught up with all the replays I have been sent to me so far.
One Piece Bounty Rush.
Oh, shut up, One Piece Bounty Rush. All right, I can hear me okay. Spotify's here. Of course he is. Of course Spotify is here. Love Spotify. Spotify's kind of the best, especially with AA batteries installed. Hell yeah. Jepardu's here, Hank Cyrus is here, all the lads. All the gits! How's it going? How's it going? Oh boy. Oh boy, I don't know if I want to cast any of these tonight. Stop making noises? Why? What did I do? So, what do we have tonight? Well, we have people gathering. While you're gathering, I suppose I can do something for hindsight's sake. For the people in VOD land. Honestly, okay, this is for the future, not for you people. Live, obviously. If you watch these as VODs, like, post in the comments. I'm just actually curious how many people watch these as VODs or if it's just like live viewership and everybody else skips it. I don't know. Because I used to watch a bunch of Turin live streams, but I wouldn't ever watch them when they were live. I'd watch them like when I was working out or something. I'd like watch his faction wars and root for my favorite. I'd always pick 3 people, you know? Like I'd obviously pick whoever was playing Skaven, but then after that I'd be like, oh, this time I'm going to root for like Yale Nolly and Tesla. You know, things like that. Anyway, I just wonder if anybody watches my stuff like that. So tonight, is the last best underling qualifier. Hazel's equally excited about it. God, she's distracting me. 1 second. All right, sorry. Had to call the dog because she's very upset. Hazel. Hazel, what the shit? Hi, puppy. Okay. Puppy's here. She's being calmed down. Anyway, this is our last qualifier of the best underlings tournament. So we have La Luna Lapruna, Jackerskins, and then who won last time? Oh, okay. That is Barky. Who won last time? Damn it. On the tip of my tongue. Don't make me look it up. I'm going to have to look it up. God dang it. All right, we gotta find him. There's Navigator. Johnny Cash. Pieces. Was it Kukinko? Yeah, Kukinko. Kukinko won. So we need a 4th person to join these 3 wonderful champions. CA will give all 4 of them 1 DLC of their choice for free in the entire Total War Warhammer series. That'll be dope. But then those 4 are going to compete whenever the next patch is, which I may or may not know about. But whenever the next patch is, that is supposedly going to shake up the meta, we're going to do kind of a fun duo tournament thing with CA to try and hype up the patch a bit. So for the best underlings, we'll have these 4 champions fight on the new patch, provide some hype content, and whoever wins that 4-person mini bracket will get all of the DLCs from Total War Warhammer 1, 2, and 3 gifted to them. So that should be pretty hype. As for the sister tournament, the super tryhard ones, that one's for Steam money. So it's not as cool. Not as cool. Everybody likes DLC more. But that's enough faffing about. We should have enough people by now that we can just start casting some games, huh? Free man works out? Of course I do. Kevin Springer, you're not pathetic. I spend many Friday nights alone. Many! Hi, Paul. Does that mean insert bad unit is going to be good, Sophiane? I guarantee you insert bad unit is going to be fantastic. Going to be perfect. What if someone has all the DLC? Then I don't know why they're I don't know why they're playing in this tournament if they already have it all. Not much of a prize. See, Kevin, I didn't know the reference. We have 1,001 airstrikes versus Sniper. Not Sniper, Sniper. Cyrus, that's not true. That's not true. Okay, so they're not playing for the money, Hume Boy. They're playing for you. Good. Good. Spotify, we can deal with that if you win this tournament. And if you qualify for the qualifier, thingy, whatever. We'll deal with it then, right? But for now, we got to cast some games. We got Grand Cathay, 1,001 Airstrikes, his favorite faction. I do see him playing it a lot. And we have the classic Grand Cathay box formation. Bunch of Jade Warriors and Peasant Long Spears, 2 Grand Cannons, the Grace of Ki Yin, plus some Jade Warrior Crossbows, triple Iron Hail Gunner, and then the Zhengdu War Drum, and a Dragon Blooded Shugenin Lord of Yin on foot, with Ancestral Warriors and Storm of Shadows. That is classic Grand Cathay. On the other side, for the Vampire counts, we have Blood Knights, 2 Blood Knights, the Dire Pack, double Vargeist, including the doubles of Schwarzhoffen, some Fellbats, Manfred von Karstein on a Hellsteed, so very small mount, not as dragon, with Spirit Leech, Wind of Death, and Invocation Heck. Then we have double White King, both of which have Scab Scrape. Then we have Zombies and Skeleton Spearmans. Now, in our new player tournaments, we do play by tournament rules. You're not supposed to have duplicate items that have limited uses, like Scab Scrape or a Summon or something. But in new player tournaments, we're generally pretty chill about the rules, because, you know, by definition there are new players playing in this, so players who have not played in tournaments extensively, so we just usually mention that there's a rule break and just kind of move on, like, hey, if you're watching this back, Sniper, usually we don't allow two items that are the same and have a certain number of uses. Just a heads up. Boom. That is the beginning, middle, and end of the punishment. You witnessed all of it. Cannons are currently wrecking the Devils of Schwarzhoffen, punishing the vampire counts for every second they aren't engaging. This is the role of artillery in the game, is to do this. When artillery is strong, kite is weak. So if you are like me and you dislike kite, then maybe you should petition CA for some artillery buffs to punish people that try and kite you. Now, obviously, the vampires aren't kiting here. I'm just inserting my own agenda into your stream so that I can get across what I want to get across, make the changes I want to make. Because I'm a shill. Because I'm a shill and a garbage bastard, man. Mark of Yin is down on a Manfred von Karstein, making him much more shootable, lowering his missile block chance. I don't know if he's actually shielded, so I do think he has missile resistant armor, though. Those are nice, at least. A lot of damage out from Grand Cathay in the early game. Balance of power is very Grand Cathay favored. Though, I will say the same thing I say every single time, is that Manfred is dead as hell. All right, that dude is toast. That's definitely what I was going to say. I wasn't going to say anything else. I was going to say that when you have super ranged heavy factions like this or Skaven, they get ahead in the early game, and then you just need to see if they can hold on to that lead or if they fall apart. But taking out Manfred is pretty huge. I think from this point, the vampire counts are completely toast. And there is no hope. Yeah, they've lost both their Vargeists. No, the Devils are still alive. They've lost almost both their Vargeists. They've lost their Lord. Blood Knights are very bad at box breaking. They like open fights, which nobody takes against the vampires anymore, because why wouldn't you just box? Vampire counts are terrible at breaking boxes. They can do it, but they don't have a lot of the tools you would want for box breaking. You could host your own tournament with the DLC. What? Yo, Devil, how you doing? Yeah, army losses is about to hit, so I've gotten distracted by chat because there's no hope here for the undead. Devils Schwarzhoffen are dead, Fellbats are about dead. We just have some zombies and skeleton spears. This was a one-sided affair as Grand Cathay shows the vampires how to box. Honestly, that summon might trigger army losses. Just getting a full health halberd when you're already that desperately low on the balance of power is probably going to send it over the edge. There they go. 2,400 value and almost 2,000 value on the other cannon, and that's really where all the value is going to be. Some of the Iron Hails and crossbows also did okay, but the melee units didn't have to do like anything. They just shot him. Yeah, how to deal with that matchup? You need to take Gaze of Nagash with Manfred and then use Gaze on the cannons right away, and that'll take out their models. And then from there you can use Breath Attack or Spirit Leech Kite. You do have to pretty degenerately kite Grand Cathay as the vampires, because vampires, why I'm so hard on them right now is, if you ever listen to me talk about factions, I say vampire counts are the worst in the game. Other people disagree. There are a lot of opinions about it. Why my opinion is that the vampire counts are the worst is so many factions can out-blob them now, and you're an entirely melee faction, that like everybody just blobs or boxes against you because you don't have the melee prowess to beat them in melee, which when you're an all melee faction, why is that true? I hate it. I wish the vampire counts were uncontestedly good at melee against maybe like Khorne, right? I think Khorne versus vampire count should be an even fight in melee. Now, before you jump down my throat, they'll play it different. Here we have Navi versus Falling Star. They'll play it different, right? You'll have like vampire counts have way more troops than Khorne, and they have more powerful lords and magic and all that stuff. Khorne obviously doesn't have any of that. So like Marauders and Chaos Warriors should churn through infinite zombies. But the vampires should be like really scary to get into melee with. But right now in the state of the game, all factions just want to blob and like, all right, vampire counts, you throw your entirely melee army at my blob and I'll somehow win because your faction's not doing very well. Like, it's just abysmal. Anyway, I digress. Falling Star versus Navi. For Ex-Navigator, we have Beastmen. Centaurs with throwing axes, Centaurs with gray weapons, a front line of Gore herds, Ungor herds, and then we have more Centaurs with Malagor Dark Omen and with Flock of Doom and Enfeebling Foe. And then more Centaurs on the high ground. For Falling Star and the Dark Elves, we have Slaaneish's Harvesters, Doomfire Warlock ROR, the Raven's Heralds, Dark Rider ROR in the sky with their crossbows, then 2 Scourger Chariots, 3 Dark Rider Peter crossbows, more Doomfire Warlocks and Cold One Knights, and then a Supreme Sorceress of Shadows with Enfeebling Foe, Melkots, and Arnzapal's Black Horror. And here you are seeing the epitome of the 6.1 meta, or the 6.0 meta, honestly, is who needs infantry? Screw infantry, as the Dark Elves go full mobility, trying to outkite the Beastmen. Now that is difficult to do versus Beastmen. Beastmen are some of the kings of the mobile game, so going full mobility against them is a very challenging prospect. The Dark Elves took no infantry whatsoever, so they should have a larger mobility contingent since they didn't waste any money. But a lot of this mobility is skirmish based, so if the Centaurs, like they're doing here, can get into melee, they can trade up incredibly effectively. Not much issue. Cold One Knights gonna fight Centaurs with throwing axes. Those Centaurs are gonna fall back, and Malagor's lurking overhead. Looks like he does get out a Flock of Doom, and it is overcast on 2 expensive units. You love to see that for the Beastmen. Beastmen are pushing the Dark Elves up against the white line. That is fine for the Dark Elves unless any of them rout. But when they rout that close to the edge of the map, their superior elven speed will actually work against them and take them straight off the edge of the map. So we'll see. Those guys have been routing for a while. They might rally in time. I don't know. They were right next to the white line, but then they just didn't rout for a while. They kind of stood around, so they might rally. Yeah, okay, they did. I don't know how they rallied. That was crazy, but they did it. This is an unholy clump that should not be allowed to exist. I imagine a Flock of Doom will be coming for it as soon as it's off of cooldown. Instead, of course, Grey Weapons chasing these guys off, getting free rear attacks on them as they try and retreat. But they don't want to fight on top of these Gore herds and Ungor Spearman herds. Since the Dark Elves took no infantry, they really don't want to take a fight on infantry fairly. They need to cycle charge infantry, but almost all cavalry loses to any infantry if you just throw it at them and leave it there. So this is problematic. And just these guys getting pushed back against the wall is really bad. But in comes the Arzapal's Black Horror. I think you're about to see why this little scroll is never taken, as it moves slowly and does no damage. Just absolutely none. Oh, that was really sad. That was a sad thing I just watched. I feel bad now. As more Gore Hordes hit the Dark Rider Peter crossbows and push them back. This is Conquest, but the Beastmen didn't really bother stopping to take the point, so they are focusing on just going into melee. And here we are catching some Cold One Knights, which is fine. I mean, that's a solid catch, and they are going to take them out, which is good. But a lot of these mobility elements are going to get away as we have more Gore herds coming up on the top side. I love how much of this fight has happened against just the white line, like purely the white line. The Dark Elves got shoved up against it and have just been running ever since. Another Flock of Doom is going to hit all these units any second now. The Dark Elves not being able to spread out or anything has been really detrimental. I imagine Malgor is actually really good value. Yeah, 1100. And he lands. Interesting. I actually don't hate it. He's not scared of the anti-large of the Golden Knights because Malgor is infantry sized, and he's just like trying to bait the Dark Elves into taking that fight as a nasty Flock of Doom hits like 6 or 7 units. Damn. But he was like, I dare your cavalry to fight me. If you turn around at all, these Gore Herds are going to catch up and beat you down. So Dark Elves are trying to kite it out. They're getting incredibly low, though. Their Dark Riders are all not feeling too good, and Malagor could be harassing the Ravens Heralds if he wanted to, but I think he's a little timid around the Scourge Runner Chariots. Bounce power is just slightly Beastmen favored. Elsewhere, things that are going well for the Dark Elves is they actually have taken out most of the Centaurs at this point, honestly. Enfeebling Foe and the Great Weapons as they fall back, so they're not going to want to fight until that wears off. But besides this Great Weapon Centaur, we have 3 almost dead Centaurs as Malagor routes off 3 of the Dark Red Peter Crossbows at the same time. Doomfire Warlocks running downhill to deal with them. For the Dark Elves, though, they're down to a half health Cold One Knight, half health Doomfire Warlock, just under half health Slaanesha's Harvesters, 2 Scourge Runners that are almost out of ammo, Ravens Heralds with third ammo, and then, of course, the Melkoth's Caster just kiting it out. What up, Jacker Skins? How you doing, dude? I've missed you. Wasn't last week tournament 90? I looked in my recent tournaments and it said 89. So if it is 90, then I double did it. Whatever. Jackerskins, dude, I'm so sad you won the first tournament I got to see you in because you were a really fun player to watch and I enjoyed having you around a lot. But then you won and you immediately left my tournaments because you won. Damn it. So, hope you're good, dude. Hope you're good. Malagor should be able to harry the Dark Rider Pure Crossbow ROR, for sure. And it looks like he is starting to now. I'm going to fast forward as we have this weird chasing conga line in which Malagor is just going to cast Flock of Doom whenever it's off cooldown. And the Beastmen are just regrouping. There's a Flock of Doom on Slaanesha's Harvesters. So the Beastmen realize now they can just take the point. There is no ammunition left for any of the Scourge Runners. It's just that Ravens Herald's 5 shots versus all this infantry. Now, what we do have to watch out for is the Scourge Runner Chariots being chariots. They will mow through a ton of Gore Herds for free, so the Centaurs that remain need to get in there quickly when the chariots show up and just punish them. But the Dark Elves are going to try and bait you out like this and get you to take a fight with your last healthy Centaur outside of your infantry support. This being Conquest, however, you can just put your infantry on the point, capture the point, and eventually the Dark Elves are going to have to come over to you. In they go again, another charge, knocking Gore Herds around, take a big chunk of damage off, like 1,000 HP or so. Here come the Centaurs with their great weapons. They catch them Scourge Runners, and the Scourge Runners, like all chariots, are crazy squishy if you actually catch them in melee. So there goes an entire Scourge Runner chariot as Throwing Axes chase down the other ones, and Flock of Doom continues to harass the Doomfire Warlocks that are left. Ravens Heralds try and get some shots off, but they've been at 5 ammo forever. Malgor is really just keeping them from doing whatever they want to do. And there it goes. Entire Scourge Runner taken off the map. The Centaurs start to fall back. We still have a full health Centaur. That is the bane of the Dark Elves right now. And I don't know what they can do or how they can do it. Thanks, Windows Virus Protection. Shut up. Leave me alone. He's good to chip away at Dark Riders at least. Yeah. Yeah. I think this is pretty doomed, as this Doomfire Warlock is going to rout. Centaurs should be able to chase it down, especially considering how wounded all the Dark Elves are at this point. There's nothing left for that Centaur Great Weapons to fear, so it can just chase these guys, and if the Cold Knight wants to fight, just take the fight. Yeah, just take it. Take it. Charge him. Charge these guys. Ooh, very nice, though. Melkoth's? I thought it was Enfeebling Foe. Okay, with Melkoth, sure, just take the charge. Who cares? I thought it was Enfeebling Foe, and he was going to back off till the debuff wore off, but he's running away. Now he's going to countercharge into his own infantry as well, which is extra nice, though I think it is a bit of a hat on a hat. You were already going to win that engagement from how wounded everyone was, so you didn't really need to fall back to your infantry, but whatever. Are you protected? Protected against what? What happened? Limited health is the only reason you don't want Malagor in melee. Yeah, but the Ravens Heralds aren't going to do any damage to him. Like, literally 0. Falling Star. It was an attempt at the kite from the Dark Elves, but kiting the Beastmen is difficult. Very difficult. Especially without 360 shooting calves, so whenever you're getting chased, you can't fire back. That's a pretty brutal way to try and kite the Beastmen. From viruses? No. Why would I be? No. Next up, we have Lucky Spotify versus Uberman OG on the Dwarves. He has some gyrocopters, so I'm instantly full of hatred and dread. But he does have iron breakers, so I'm instantly full of hatred and dread. But he is playing Dwarves. I am instantly full of hatred and dread. Chatty can't remember what he said. I say a lot of things. I can't remember them all. Jokes aside, we got some dwarves here. Gyrocopters, 2 of them. We have a Rune Lord on foot with Rune of Wrath and Rune of Slowness. Dwarf Warrior miners the Blasting Charge front line. Norgling's Ironbreakers in the back as well. Ulthar's Raiders, the Rangers with great weapons. ROR, and then some Bugman's Rangers and Quarrelers sprinkled in. So this is a lot of ranged fire. 1 Slayer protecting a cannon is also quite nice. For the forces of Khorne, we have 2 Chaos Furies, a front line of Bloodletters, and 1 Exalted Bloodletter. Then 2 Minotaurs of Khorne, Furies in the back as well. Really trying to surround and snipe out the gyrocopters. Furies are one of the few tools Khorne has for dealing with a gyrocopter. Quarrelers get landed on. These Chaos Furies do not have high armor piercing. They are not the Slanesh variants, but they have generally high stats. They should be able to do some work onto the Quarrelers. Bloodletters and Exalted Bloodletters getting lit up by those blasting charges. I do not enjoy that one bit. These elite infantry of Khorne getting killed off by such a trivial thing. As Slayers are going to go back and try and defend the gyrocopters from the Furies. Fury's not going to have a great time with that, but they might be able to take out the gyrocopters with them, and that would be a worthwhile trade. As the other Furies are getting onto the more ranged units. But now the Bloodletters finally get to do what Khorne wants to do. Bloodletters and Exalted Bloodletters are exceptional at killing armored infantry like the Dwarven front lines. Elsewhere, Bugman's Rangers getting stomped on by Minotaurs, making sure they can't keep shooting. This is already very concerning for the Dwarves. Their ranged is all getting harassed. Their gyrocopters are taken down already. And then if you just have to fight Khorne in an honest melee, you're going to lose. That's one thing, like, we just talked about the vampire counts. Khorne are not that. If you take an honest melee fight against Khorne, they will win. They will win. Khorne are juiced right now, especially for melee. Cannon is shut down. We still have a full Hell Slayer running around. And did they even successfully kill that Chaos Fury? It looks like they did. Considering the value they got, I'm guessing a Chaos Fury faded away behind there while we were looking at other stuff. I mean, we could just count the Furies. Yes, I've only seen 3 Fury flags for a while, so one of them died to the Slayers. Ulthar's Raiders are shattered. Other Quarrelers are routing. And we have 1 Gyrocopter left trying to come back to the fight as the Norwing's Ironbreakers try and hold. Surrounded by Minotaurs, getting cleaved through and stabbed by Exalted Bloodletters. Even the Norgling's Ironbreakers can't hold under all that pressure. There goes last the Gyrocopters. Honestly, probably triggering army losses. Losing all that ammunition on your Gyrocopters, probably enough to just seal it. I guess it's okay anyway, who knows? Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Khorne's fine. Okay. Caught up with chat, saved some replays people sent to me. All good. All good. Minotaurs and Chaos Furies did fine. Exalted Bloodletters and Bloodletters. Not going to get a ton of value, but they had to kill Dwarves. You got to do it. You got to get through that front line. Master Blasting Charges got a couple kills here and there. Norgrim's Ironbreakers did okay. Slayers did okay. But it was a lot of range to protect against Khorne. It's tough. The cannon did well. But I guess it did have 2 silver chevrons, so maybe it's on a stilted scale there. Just gonna check on the tournament quick while we load up this next one. We have Devil versus Pasha. Lizardmen and Dark Elves. Alright, out of 4 Swiss rounds, we do have people already in round 3. Everybody's done with round 2. Yes, everybody's in round 3. One person has moved on to round 4. Yes. Yes, yes. I have a Khorne versus Khorne in round 3. That's allowed. That's allowed, brother. What do we got? Lizardmen, Cold One Rush, Cold One Riders, Cold One Spear Riders, Cold One Riders, all that good stuff. Salon Mage, Priest of Beasts, with Flock of Doom, Curse of Honor here, and then Banishment and Bloodstash of Spite. Front line of Red Crested Skinks, and the Colossan Hunters up in the sky. I like it. The other side for Dark Elves. Hey, it's Dark Elves. Hey, they're trying to kite, kinda. Dark Rider Peter Crossbows, back in the game. 3 Dark Shards, front line of Dread Spears and Bleak Swords mixed, and then 4 Cold One Knights with Malekith on his Black Dragon Seraphon. With Soul Stealer as his only spell, though he did bring Supreme Spell Shield and Stand Your Ground. What up, Airstrikes? We watched your cannon game earlier you sent me. That was very short. That was just cannons going burr, and then the vampire counts died before they even, like, reached you. I don't know why some of the VM lads keep taking Dark Rider Peter Crossbows in like every matchup, but they do. They're obsessed with them. Flower plays them, Pasha plays them. We just saw Falling Star play them. A lot. Okay. So all the cold ones of Devil start to move up a bit. Well, I suppose they don't have to. It's Conquest, and they just took the point. Okay, they're vibing. They're going to make the Dark Elves come to them, I suppose. Peter Crossbows get a couple free shots off. Now, again, we can hit this fancy little button while we wait for these guys to get up here. Dun 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 dun. Lizardmen are thinking of popping in. Devil tries to dodge back from some of the Dark Shard fire onto his Cold Ones, but here we get a big Cav engagement. Cold One Spear Riders and Cold One Riders versus Cold One Knights. Cold One Knights will perform much better if they can get their Murderous Prowess procced before they get too low, but that is not going to happen because the front line's just engaged, and the front line is where you honestly get most of your Murderous Prowess proccing. So there's no hope these guys get that before they die, so they're taking a lot of damage. Flock of Dooms are out from the Salon of Beasts, but Malekith chucks down a Soul Stealer of his own onto 3 high priority targets. He is just trying to heal up, though Toad Rage popped in the Colossan Hunters. They're going to do a lot of damage to Malekith, even through that healing, so he does need some help maybe from the Dark Shards. But the Dark Shards are busy shooting at Cold One Spear Riders, trying to stop this advance, as already we're losing 2 Cold One Knights on this far side. One of them is Shadowed, the other one might rally with the Murderous Prowess proc, but I don't think he'll like win that fight with it or anything. And out of the 4 Cold One Knights, all 4 Cold One Knights are routing right now, except for, I guess that one is technically still alive, barely, and he just got Murderous Prowess to keep him in it. But that is all the mobility for the Dark Elves gone. These 2 Dark Rider Pure Crossbows don't want to fight at all, which means your Dark Shards have nowhere to run to, nowhere to hold, and keep firing. Malekith's trying to get something done, does use a breath attack at almost point-blank range onto some Red Crested Skinks, gets good damage out as he tries to rout them, but we can just see the Lizardmen are sprinting over this backline, running through all the Dark Elves' Dark Shards. And without being able to keep these armor-piercing crossbows online, that is most of the damage for the Dark Elves just completely shut down. They're running out of time. Now, Lizardmen have taken a lot of damage, but they're getting through the front line, so they're fine taking that damage as long as they keep moving. And that is definitely coming to fruition for them. Malekith lands on his last healthy Dark Shard with the Colossan Hunters around him. Is that another Soul Stealer or is that a Flock of Doom? Who's casting what circle spell? It was a Soul Stealer onto like 4 very important targets. You'll have to see that. Malekith will heal up and all that nonsense. But Malekith does not have much support. Once again, we see the Dark Rider Peter Crossbows on the run from enemy cavalry. Once again, their non-360 shooting is hurting them quite a lot, similar to the Beastmen game. They just don't have a lot of places they can get to and shoot while they run away. Flock of Doom coming in from the dude. No, it's Curse of Honor here. Getting good use out of that spell. Debuffing the Bleak Swords down to 4 melee defense. The last Cold One Knight also is not feeling too good as the Salon even wanders into melee combat. Bounce power is slightly against the Dark Elves. But Malekith is such a huge amount of balance of power for how expensive he is on his dragon that at half HP he's holding it up by quite a lot. It'll sink dramatically as these Cold Ones and the Colossan Hunters get their claws on him and start tearing him limb from limb. Dark Shards, Bleak Swords are all routing away. Cold One Knight's going to fade too. They're only kept in this fight by their Murderous Prowess leadership. Without that, they would already be routing. So they're going to get going soon. Over here, Dark Red Peter Crossbow, just trying to get away from the Cold One Spear Riders who are matching them for speed, even though they're 56 speed to 92. Charge bonus is a hell of a drug. Speed is always a little bit fraudulent, but I still find that funny. There we go. Now that the charge is starting to wear off. Nope, they re-got it somehow. 92 speed to 56. 92 to 56. That feels real. Feels legit. And I know charge bonus. I just wish my personal thing is I think charging should be like an effect that lasts like 10 seconds. And then if you haven't hit something by then, it goes on like a 10-second cooldown. The fact that things can get infinite charge and just charge across the map and catch like this. The fact that he caught the Dark Rider Peter Crossbows that are almost double his speed. That's insane to me. It's messed up. I know charging, I just don't think charging should affect that much. So Malekith is trapped on the ground, he can't get into the sky. Elsewhere, the Dark Elves are just completely screwed, and then we now have a kitty cat who feels like bumping into the microphone. Hi, kitty cat. Please don't bump into the microphone. Malekith is doomed, the Dark Elves are doomed. I refuse to entertain any other possibilities, so much so that I will times 3 speed until it's over. Is there just me or are there only like 2 builds for Dark Elves? Yeah, it's because you need 4 Cold One Knights because they're crazy strong right now. They're crazy strong because they got the same changes the Cold One Riders did. They got elliptical models, which makes them better at making contact. But of course, the Lizards can take 8 and you can only take 4. But yes, Dark Elves do just take 4 Cold One Knights. And then, I mean, for a frontline, what are you going to do? You're going to do either Witch Elves or Dread Spears and Bleak Swords for the cheap version. Anything more expensive than that is way too expensive when infantry is not currently doing very well in the meta. Or the mid-tier, the Blackheart Corsairs, I mean, they're just worse than Witch Elves in every way for 100 less gold. So why don't you just spend the extra 100 gold and get a Witch Elf? So yeah, your infantry, you only have 3 viable options. Your cavalry, you need to take 4 Cold One Knights, otherwise why are you bothering to play Dark Elves? And after that, you're almost out of money. Cold Ones have 100 charge speed. Yeah, it shouldn't last forever. Just saying. Lasts too damn long. Don't worry, guys. We have more Dark Elves. But hey, hey, hey! Glorious Last Stand? No. Wesley Bravo. Wesley Bravo. This is a different Dark Elf build. It's a Firecaster. 4 Cold One Knights, Bleak Swords and Dread Spears, but triple Reaper Bolt Thrower, a Shade, and a Dread Knight. That's gotta kind of be fun. A little bit. Little bit. Ugh, cat hair. Oh god, I'm dying. That was 1 airstrikes again, this time against Pasha. And both sides taking artillery heavy builds on one of the smallest maps used in competitive play. Why? Why are we taking these? Your front lines are going to be so close together. All right, I'm upset. I'm confused. We have double Fire Rain Rocket Battery, Jade Warrior Crossbows backed up by Iron Hail Gunners, and then Peasant Long Spear backline, Jade Warrior front line, and a Dragon Bud Shugan Lord of Yin with Summon and Slow, Smonix Crowman. Inside for the Dark Elves, we have Bleak Swords, Dread Spears, triple Bolt Thrower, 5 Cold One Knights, 4 of which are regular Cold One Knights, 1 is a Cold One Dread Knight, and then we have a Sorceress of Fire, Burning Head, Cascading Fire Cloak, and we do have 1 Shade with not great swords. It looks like they're just normal shades. I swore these were the shades with great swords. Hold on, I refuse to let this by. I swear that was the great sword one. All right, units, Dark Elves. Shades great swords have a stupid picture. Whatever, never mind. It's regular shades. My bad. That's my bad, guys. The Unholy Fire Rain Rocket Fire. There's a reason I put Fire Rain Rockets so low on my artillery tier list, and a lot of campaign bros got mad at me, but it is because of this. 2 of them are firing at the same target at medium range, because their range goes all the way back to here. They're shooting at a Dread Spear here, and 2 of them did half of its HP in 4 volleys total. They're just so dang inaccurate that they rely on RNG. See, that was amazing RNG. They took out an entire shade, but the difference between these 2 is vast. Like, if they get more volleys like that, S tier unit. If they get more volleys like that, D tier unit. And I don't value inconsistency. I actually value the opposite. I like units that do the same thing every time, so I know what I expect out of them. I just hate RNG units. Like, that was another great volley. So what the hell happened with this Bleak Sword? I don't know. Bolt Throwers, though, masters of consistency. Already took out all 4 of the Fire Rain Rocket models for the left-hand gun. Now, the right-hand gun is still at 4 out of 4, but with Bolt Thrower Fire, it could get knocked out very easily. We do have an Ancestral Warrior summon onto those Reaper Bolt Throwers. Frostbite, from the Ancestral Warriors does slow these guys down quite a bit, so they shouldn't be able to get away too easily. Meanwhile, Onyx Croman and the Shugenin Lord try and snipe out the Supreme Sorcerers of Fire, but now they get surrounded by Cold One Knights. This is very bad. Firing Rocket is not in range to punish this blob, and we know the Ancestral Warrior summon is out because we can literally see it right there. So this is a pretty desperate situation for Cathay. Really don't want to lose your Lord this way. Elsewhere, what is going well for them, though, is they've closed in on the Reaper Bolt Throwers, so all three of these Reaper Bolt Throwers are in trouble. Two are being chased by the same Ancestral Warrior, one is in range of crossbows. The front line of Grand Cathay is winning versus the already weakened Dark Elves from the Fire Rain Rockets. Plus, I mean, Cathay just has a better front line that they took in this match. So can the Dark Elves leverage their 5 heavy cavalry to win this game, or will they fall? Shugenin Lord's at 1/3 HP already, still trying to fight our way out. And so far, the archers have not been able to turn and fire at the cavalry as much. They are sniping out the Supreme Sorceress of Fire, who is on a flying mount, but has decided to stay on the ground. Now she gets in the air, but she's already crazy low, so she might die soon. And some of the Cold One Knights are occasionally losing attack orders onto the Firing Rockets. Need to get back here, though, and now all the Firing Rocket models are dead, so they are just really melee crews. No one cares about them too much. Still, Cold Knights are pouncing them for free value. Both sides' lords are routing, though one of them will rally. The other one is surrounded by Cold One Knights. Dread Spears and Cold One Knights trying to disrupt these guys. Meanwhile, guard formation for the Iron Hail Gunners allows them to fire all the way. But the bounce power is tipping towards the Dark Elves, and I would definitely agree, because it looks like the Dragonblood Shugenin Lord is dead, and then after that, your peasants are going to rout a lot quicker. Even though the Bolt Throwers are dead, I don't think that matters that much. Just having 5 heavy cavalry in the late game sounds a lot more potent to me than having all these infantry. And I recently lost a replay on stream. It was like Grand Cathay tournament game or something was the title. And I was fighting Flower as Grand Cathay versus his Dark Elves, and I tried to focus all my range on the Cold One Knights, and even then I couldn't take them all out in time, and they just cycle charge my army to death. And I feel like the same thing's going to happen here. Nice burning head through these guys. The burnt leadership debuff plus the damage plus just losing your Lord is going to make more of these peasants rout, and as the peasants all start to chain rout away, the bounce power shifts heavily in the favor of the Dark Elves as they continue on. We do have one Jade Warrior trying to compromise the backline again as the Elves get back on their Bolt Thrower mounts, and army losses will take out the rest of Cathay. Hillbrown is a regular sized map, but the deployment zones are very pushed up, which makes it feel small. That and the fact that there's Vanguard deployment all around each spawn point makes them usually... I play a lot of shooting factions. I'm a shooting player. It's the way I like to play the game. And when I played any of my shooting factions on this map, people Vanguard behind me all the time. So I feel like this map is small because it's like when the game starts, I'm completely surrounded as soon as the game starts. I'm like, ah, shit. They just run into me. It's brutal. For the Dark Elves, really not a lot of value out of any of their infantry, but their Cold One Knights did very well, and their Bolt Throwers did fantastically, actually, to clear out the stuff. Clear out the Fire Rain Rockets. Grand Cathay struggles to clear heavy cav in general, Spyrat. It is true. It is very true. Adam TM dropping a bunch of replays in the chat. Like he owns the place. Oh, he's done with his tournament run. He has a bye round in the 4th round. Okay. We have one more person in round 3, and then everybody else in round 4. How are we doing on scores? So Adam TM's going to end at 3 wins. I bother him for no reason. Okay. X-Navigator with 3 wins. X-Navigator, X-Navigator, X-Navigator. If he beats Devil in the end, that's going to be spooky. Ooh, that's messed up. That shouldn't be allowed. That's so fucked. So Navigator and Devil are both at 3 and 0. Take a look at this. So look, Navigator wins 3 in a row. Devil wins that one, and then he has a bye round, so I count that as a win because he didn't have an option to lose, right? So now, to figure out who gets to go 4-0, they are fighting in round 4. That might determine the tournament winner. I wonder if anybody else even has 3. Pasha and Adam. But Adam has a bye round in the final thing. I think I saw him lose somewhere. Yeah, he lost in round 2. Where's Pasha? Win, win, lose. So Pasha doesn't have a 4-0. Because only a 4-0 can win. That's right, because one of these two is guaranteed getting a 4-0. So can anyone else 4-0? Does not look like it. That actually might just decide the whole thing. Let's double check. The AA Spotify lost there. B6 lost there. Carlos lost there, obviously. I mean, like, it's round 1. I'm staring at them. They lost. Pasha lost. Ubermanog and Deniper lost. And I know Airstrikes lost in round 3. Yeah, wow, that is literally the tournament decider happening right now. I wonder if either of those players is playing right now. Like, if they're still in lobby, we could catch the tournament finals live because we actually already know it's the tournament finals. That's too funny. All right, I gotta find Navigator. Okay. Sorry, I don't want to hop into a replay just yet if we can catch the literal tournament finals live. If he doesn't answer me for a bit, then they're probably in game and I'll just leave it alone. I know Devil was in chat too. They can probably hear me talking shit about him. Okay, they're already in the game, so I'll cast the replay when they're done. Sick though. That is kind of cool that they ended up fighting each other, so it's the fight to see who wins the whole thing. We don't even need the extra bracket. Okay, we have a bunch of replays from Adam TM. Did we cast any of these already? Dark Elves Beastmen. No, we didn't do that one. We haven't seen any Norsca in like 6 years, so we definitely haven't done that. Let's do it. Let's get right in there. Khorne Beastmen. Khorne Norsca. Norsca's Beastmen. Maybe something you've never heard before. Maybe someone you've never heard of before will defeat Navigator in a bit of an upset. Jacker skins, that cannot happen. Because I actually know who Devil is. I have heard of Devil. I'm sorry, Jackerskins, but I have. Devil's a G. Devil's great. I love Devil. No one can replace you, sir. No one can repeat your feat of strength. Anyway, what do we have here? For the Khorne build, we have everyone's favorite, the Hellforged Bellowers. Holy! Nah, that's a contentious unit in today's debate about game balance and health. Other than that, we have 3 Khorne Gores, the Bloodwake Berserkers, a bunch of Marauders of Khorne, and a Chaos Warrior of Khorne in the front line, 4 Skirmish Cav, all Marauder Horsemen throwing axes. Then we have the Spear Slaupnir and Demon Shield. The other side for Norsca. Oh, those dogs just got slapped in the face. Aw, poor little burning puppies. Okay, well, that made me sad for the day. Beasts of Tashnar, 2 Norscan Ice Wolves, 3 Marauder Horsemen, all throwing axes. And then Norsca's front line is staying very far away, as we have Marauder Spearmen, Marauder Champions with great weapons, 3 of them, 2 Norscan Trolls, Wulfric the Wanderer, and a Metal Caster with Found Hesitation and Searing Doom. Norsca piles in, taking out the Skirmish Cavalry of Khorne, grabbing 2 of them for almost free as these dogs of Norsca apply their little Frostbite, and with their insane speed they can chase these guys, but strangely, these guys are going to back off, afraid of 2 Skirmish Cavalry of Khorne. I think they're honestly more afraid of Khorne's advancing front line, and they don't want to get caught out. while the Hellforged Bellers fire in from the sides. But I think they could have gotten a couple extra seconds of combat before the front line arrived. This was a little trepidatious, in my opinion. Now, he is trying to kind of keep his skirmish cavalry in range to keep these guys routing and maybe get some free axeman shots over here while he can. So he's doing a decent job harassing these guys without taking too much damage in return, but definitely doesn't want to, like, let these guys rally for free after getting that good pick in the middle of the map. Like, you do want to follow them off. You have the mobility advantage, so yeah, shepherding them like this away from the front line, and now you have nothing to fear. These guys need to go into melee and, like, actually finish the fight. I don't know why the dogs got left behind, but that might have just been a whoopsie. Because the dogs should definitely be over here. Dogs are way better at chasing stuff off than their skirmish cav. Oh no, he's gonna let them rally! What was the point? Ah, I'm angry! I'm angry. How dare you make mistakes in a new player tournament? That's messed up. Only perfect gamers allowed here. I'm getting a message from someone, 1 second. Okay. Cool. Alright, in goes the Marauder Champions, and the Hellforged Bellowers just opts into melee. Gonna use itself like a chariot, get some healing, get some ammunition back, then run away. As the Marauder Champions with their great weapons are gonna cleave through the front line of Khorne. Look at these guys going absolutely nuts right now. Killing their red version brothers, but ooh, in come the Bloodwake Berserkers, and then a very nice Spear Sleipnir, so Khorne strikes back. And the Marauders with great weapons, the Marauder Champions with great weapons, do not stand a chance against the Bloodwake Berserkers. We can see those guys are getting... they're getting murdered! Oh my god! They're getting completely bodied by the Bloodwake Berserkers, who are taking no damage, by the way. Nothing in return. That is a full HP bar. They just don't care. They're just massacring everybody. Oh no. Norsca Ice Wolves rear charge the Bloodwake Berserkers as if that's gonna matter. There's also a bunch of trolls. I'm sorry. I don't know why I find that so funny. I do, though. Just these, like, 32 modeled, like, you know, maul-wielding guys just sprint into Marauder Champions' great weapons, body the hell out of them, and then still have full HP at the end. Oh, God. They're still going. They're just killing everybody. Look at how surrounded they are. They don't care. All right, they're at half HP. They're actually starting to take damage. Whew. Whew, it's happening. Wulfric the Wanderer hunts down the Hellforged Bellowers. I didn't see that happen because I was too busy being an idiot, which is allowed. You know what? Sometimes we get to have fun when we're streaming at 9 p.m. and only the late night gamers are here. Bloodwake Berserkers continue to slap through infinite Norskins, but the Norskin superior mobility is still trying to take out their Khornate counterparts. They are in danger of getting sandwiched. They don't have any dogs around, so actually their superiority is quite limited, just to mostly health bars. But if all 4 of the horsemen of Khorne gang up, they are going to take out their Norskin counterparts, so that is something to be concerned about. We do have Norskin trolls fighting against Valkia and some of those Bloodwake Berserkers. Chaos Warriors and Khorne Gores getting awfully low as, ooh, a nice Sea Fang. I just panned away so you didn't get the satisfying crunch of the health bars, but still. Good Sea Fang there. Khorne with the Bloodwake Berserkers does rally some troops on the far side. They get some more Marauders back into the fight. Honestly, in a good move for Norsca, their Shaman Sorcerer of Metal routes, so he stops taking damage, because I think it was a mistake for him to be in the fight at all. Though, losing the mobility fight right behind him is going to be problematic, because now he's running into danger, and he might get routed off the map. We do have some Norscan Ice Wolves coming to help out a little bit. But that won't be enough to turn around this whole fight. So that Shaman ran straight. He ran into melee. He ran into physical contact with the enemy. I thought that routing was supposed to stop you from doing that exact thing. So I'm a little confused how he ended up walking into this. He still hasn't turned around. His routing AI is still like, this is safe. I am safe now. I am feeling so safe and special as he takes a couple hundred HP from throwing axes to the face. Now the Khornate Marauders kill. What just happened? Why did the Norscan... Okay, the Norscan player made a mistake. He left a Shaman in contact with the Bloodwake Berserkers for too long. I acknowledge that. After that, the AI did him dirty. The AI did him so dirty, that was not his fault. Was the guy routing in the first place his fault? Yes. Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. Yeah, that was his fault. But his dude just sprinting straight into danger and dying, not his fault. Poor Shaman getting confused by Norskins versus red Norskins. Why did he route that way? He just ran straight into death. Oh, God. Whew. I'm laughing too much. We're having too much fun here. We gotta shut it down. For Carlos Magno, I mean, his build was unique. Marauder Champions, Grey Opens did all right. I think there were a couple blunders around the mobility, which was pretty unfortunate, but I think the build could have worked. It was unique. It was fun. Kind of close game, but the Bloodwake Berserkers just murdering everybody was really brutal. I have 5 messages. How many of them are relevant? Okay. Hey guys, we have the tournament finals, and both sides sent it to me. One of these 2 players just won the tournament. From whose perspective do we cast it? From whose perspective? I gotta let chat decide. Chat, whose perspective do we cast it from? Because this matters. This is worth delaying the game for and waiting for chat to respond. This isn't me taking time to take a drink and read chat for a second and just catch my breath. This is important. Tomb Kings, you complain about Necro Knights? Oh, I'm gonna complain. Nurgle, there's no final. Devil, this is the final. The one on the left, that's helpful. Nurgle? All right, we're getting multiple Nurgles. Devil, in case you weren't in chat when I was talking about it, you 2 were the only 2 possible people who could have gotten a 4-0. You were both 3-0 entering the last round. So whoever wins this is the only 4-0, and you win. There's no tie. Tomb Kings came in late. Shiz. All right, ex-Navigator. Domination professional player. Better than Turin himself. Versus Devil, the literal devil, on Nurgle. Both of those might have been an exaggeration. For Nurgle, we have Forsaken and Marauder frontline rush, heavy infantry there. Chaos Sorcerer of Nurgle with Rancid Visitations and Stream of Corruption. Then we have a Cultist with his Gate of Nurgle summon, Frolickers Bubonic, and then we have some Sky units with the Plague Drones of Nurgle, Chaos Furies of Nurgle, and I swear I saw the Angels of Decay, there they are, the Death's Head ROR. Now aside for the Tomb Kings, it is double Necropolis Knights. If you have heard any of my live streams, like the last 5, someone, somewhere, like, hustled some kids. Someone was sitting in a bar, in a shady bar, smoking a cigar from afar, and he was drinking out of a jar. And these kids came over to him, and they're like, "Sir, mate, we play a bit of Warhammer?" And he's like, "Bet you $50 I can beat you with Necropolis Knights." And he did it because he was like, it was Alfredino. Alfredino was in that bar. And those kids were like, "Wow, Necropolis Knights must be really good because that guy beat him with us." I'm like, "No, that guy beat you because he's Alfredino. Don't take Necropolis Knights. They're bad." And like everyone went to a conference and was like, "This is the best unit in the game." And everyone started taking Necropolis Knights. And I swear on my grandmother's grave, they are terrible. They are ass. They suck so bad. Please stop taking this unit. Necropolis Knights are just the worst thing. They're the worst thing. I hate them so much. Okay, rant over. We have 2 Necropolis Knights Halberds, Sphinx Usef, Cetron his Sphinx, Eyes of the Desert, Sporkle Stalker ROR, Chosen of the Gods, and then 5 Skeleton Spearmen. 4 Skeleton Spearmen. Necropolis Knights charge into Marauders, and wow, they did negative damage. I'm shocked. I am shocked and flabbergasted they did no damage at all. Who could have predicted such a thing? Okay, I'll get over it. I'll move on. I'll stop being a shitter. Sphinx Usef doing what the Sphinx does. Incredible dueling stats versus other large targets, and its fire damage is particularly good against Nurgle since it reduces their healing. So good job, Sphinx. You're doing great. Necropolis Knights just trying to slither away and do anything as they cycle charge back through Marauders. Rancid Visitations overcast from the Chaos Lord. He's going to run away, doing good damage to the Sphinx. And Osirian's Incantation of Vengeance used on the Chaos Furies of Nurgle by Navigator. Really doesn't want to those extra mobility units shutting down his Chosen God, so Cetra's even going to charge back and deal with them himself. Just jumps right in. Good charge damage, going to take out the Chaos Furies. Their Demonic Instability Crumbling will take care of them after that. Now, the very limited Tomb King's infantry is having a hard time just holding back the sheer numbers of Nurgle at this point. And Nurgle does have better troops, for sure. Forsaken are way better than Skeleton Spearmen. Of course, they should be. They're like double the cost. But just saying, even just taking up space, it is very hard for the Tomb Kings to have a home base to retreat to with these few of skeletons. Now we have Sepulchral Stalkers getting harassed by Chaos Knights. Chaos Knights. These are Chaos Knights, everybody. I'm blind. Anyway, Chaos Furies that are about to die and Forsaken teaming up. Frogcube's Demonic also pretty low, but despite all of that, I've been kind of glazing Nurgle right now. It is actually very Tomb King's favored at the moment. They are far ahead on the balance of power. Ooh, this is actually a really good cast of the Plague Bearers. Plague Bearers getting in a fight with Necropolis Knights and the Sepulchral Stalkers. They would love that fight. They would just slap those guys down. So it looks like the Necropolis Knights are pathing away. Good job from Navigator to get them to safety, not stay in combat for too long. Sphinx Usef is going to keep this Chaos Sorcerer of Nurgle honest. And another Osirian's Incantation of Vengeance trying to take out the Angels of Decay, plus Chosen the Gods guard mode firing over the top. But Nurgle has fully closed in, and soon the Chosen of the Gods and these Sepulchral Stalkers will be dead. And that'll help the bounce power a lot for Nurgle to stay in this game. Angels of Decay still have about half their models. They still have plenty of damage left they can do. In fact, they have all their ammunition. They'll be just fine that way. As long as they can take out the ranged, then they can be safe and sound. They could also honestly use a Fecundity, tier 2 army ability. Obviously, there's no Fleshy Abundance. He didn't take it. So, they do need a Fecundity, so that Osirian's Incantation of Vengeance doesn't take out models from them soon. But Necropolis Knights are dying. We still have one healthy one. The other one's very low. Chosen the Gods also just turn on guard mode, and they start firing at the Angels of Decay again, who immediately try and ground themselves, and they're trying to dodge as best they can, while Forsaken peel for them. Very good dodging from the Angels of Decay, and balance power is back to 50-50. Ushapti Summon is out from the Tomb Kings, but look at how many infantry Nurgle has left. That is going to be a lot to cleave through. And like Cetra can... The Sphinx Usef can if they infinitely cycle charge, but I do worry that they'll just get attrition out over time slowly by Rancid Visitations casts from the Chaos Sorcerer of Nurgle, from Nurgle eventually capturing the victory point. I don't know, something like that. Angels of Decay hovering and firing. Osirian's Incantation of Vengeance onto the Forsaken, trying to damage them, but also slow them down so the Chosen Gods can get a little bit more distance and get away and actually fire. As again, these guys aim for the Angels of Decay. Really want to take out those aerial skirmish units. Wherever the Plague Bearers are, they have faded away by now. And another Rancid Visitations Overcast from the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle. There is a 40% physical resistance spell on the Sphinx right now, but that will not help it against the magic damage. So it should be just fine. Chaos Sorcerer Nurgle takes another big chunk from the Sphinx and is down to seeing his heal cap as he slowly heals up. There go the Chosen the Gods, though. They are going to die, leaving just Cetra and the Sphinx. And the Sphinx is crazy low. So it's pretty much just Cetra and Necropolis Knight versus a butt ton of infantry, a very wounded Chaos Lord. Full health cultist and almost dead Angels of Decay. This is ill-advised. I do not know why this Chaos Lord is taking this fight, but he needs to get out of it, and quickly. He's getting beaten up by both cats. They hit him a lot of times. The Sphinx somehow manages to miss, then Cetra manages to miss. But the Chaos Lord needs to get out of here as fast as possible, but he stays in the fight for some reason. The Sphinx gets a lot of big hits on him, but it may not matter, as Nurgle is all of a sudden way ahead on bounce power. The Ushapti Summon faded away. The Chosen of the Gods crumbled away. Now the Sphinx is about to die too, but that Chaos Sorcerer Lord does terror out, and Cetra looks to be chasing him. Does not want to give up, and this could be the only way Nurgle loses at this point, is if Cetra kills that Lord and then routes everything else. But the Angels of Decay completely safe in the sky at this point. Still have 11 ammunition on 7 out of 12 models. They can honestly kill Cetra on their own, and the Chaos Lord does manage to rally. He didn't turn into a natural route, so he is back, and he's trying to get back into his own troops. Another Osirian's Incantation of Vengeance down on the Angels of Decay. Really needs to take them out in some capacity to stop them from firing at Cetra all the time and taking him down for free. Big clump up of Nurgle units. Could Cetra get a big old cycle route here? Chain route, whatever you want to call it, as everybody would flee at the same time. Forsaken are naturally ITP, though, so they cannot terror route. They have to actually be routed manually. Cetra is in the middle of everything, trying to path through, still trying to chase down the Chaos Sorcerer Lord, but it's not going to be enough. He gets hit with the Rancid Visitations as army losses is even hitting. That is going to be GG. Nurgle will take it. So Devil wins, as he's complaining in the chat. Let me read this from Devil in the chat. So this guy you just saw win right here. This guy that I said was a nice person. I said he was a nice person. I said that in front of an audience. That Devil in chat said, "There is no final?" ? And then a face that implies he has his mouth open in surprise. Oh, okay, says Devil's Disciple a little later. Guess Human Boy's just a little bitch then. Also Devil's Disciple in the chat. Guess Human Boy's just scared of my power. I'm not scared of anything, Devil. I just cast the replays in front of me. I am not trying to sell a narrative here. I'm just telling you what is happening. Guess Human Boy looks like a thumb. That's just mean. It might be accurate, but that is mean. You're a mean person. You should feel bad. Okay. The bar is at Held Pit Chat, by the way. Yeah. Good job, Devil. It was good. Ex-Navigator. Got second place in these qualifiers twice. Is an impressive lad. Hope to see him in the future. Though I know he's been spamming out domination on our Vermin League ladder, which we'll promote right now before we get into some other replays, but don't you leave. Don't you leave. You stay here. Give me 1 second, okay? We just provided a ton of free entertainment for you that doesn't cost you anything. So you can hang out for just 1 second and hear my pitch. Boom, desktop, boom. Is that a Discord? It is a Discord. Enter our Discord. We have tournaments like this, but you don't care about that. What you care about is either one of two options. This is what you care about. You listen here. You can get into our new player section by getting the Rat Ogre role. From there, you can enter in the best of one practice pit. You can get conquest, land battles, maybe domination. Not sure about domination. I would actually have to ask the guy who works on our bot for us, the Phoenix King. This is for new players only. Only new players and other like coaches can get in here. So it's more guaranteed, better quality games than just getting your shit stomped if you're worried about that kind of thing. I will admit, as you can see, a lot of people have trouble getting games on here at times. Some people do, like Hellion and Spotify matched, but the wait times are long and it's not going as well as I would like. Now you could fix that by queuing up there. You could. But if you want more guaranteed games, we do have fine matches. It is our ranked ladder bot. And it has domination, best of one matrix pick. If you've played domination, you know what that is. If not, the bot explains it and it's pretty simple. Or we have best of 3 land battle and conquest. Those feed into our leaderboard for land battle and conquest, and then our leaderboard for domination. Pretty fast queue times on fine matches, though you are going to run into people who are usually trying a little bit harder, you know, not memeing around as much. So that's all good stuff. We do have playoffs. In fact, Season 7 playoffs are already set, so you would be trying to get in for Season 8. But yeah. It's fun. It's a good time. Get in there. Play some games. If you're playing quick battles and you're like, man, I'm sick of people cheesing me and being a piece of garbage. Everyone is a piece of garbage besides me. Get into the server. You'll meet people who are not pieces of garbage. Sound good? There's my pitch. Okay. We have 2 more replays to maybe cast, and then we'll call it a night. Not a lot of people submitting replays tonight, which is fine. I got home pretty late from dinner with the wife. Ugh, the wife. So, yeah, started a little late. Those Necropolis nights, though. Necropolis nights suck. And I know that Necropolis nights are the meta. You mean tic-tac-toe for Dom? Jacker skins? I mean, yes, but something... This doesn't help my best of one practice pitch, but you can just run into new players on our Discord and then, like, link up with them outside of a bot and just be like, hey, does anybody want to play some games? And you can get some people who play some games with you. Just saying. All right, what do we got? Malagor Dark Omen, Block of Doom and Enfeebling Foe, a Jabberslythe, Butchers of Calgard, Ungor Spearman Herds, Centaurs of Tzeentch, and then in this far flank we have more Centaurs, including the Sons of Goros, Groghooves of Wolf's Run, a Razor Herd, and regular Centaur. The other side, it is more Dark Elf Kite. In fact, taking the exact same build he did in Game 1, I believe this is Falling Star again, because we have Doomfire Warlocks, Cold One Knights, and Dark Rider Peter Crossbows, the Ravens Heralds, and some Scourge Runner Chariots. So he's just trying to run it back, but play better this time. Big Overcasted Flock of Doom from Malagor, though, is going to punish. Looks like 2 cavalry units. Jacker skins, people just pick out a quick battles, and dwarves. Yeah, sorry. I completely failed reading that while scrolling around the map here, but I got your point. People dodge you if you pick dwarves. Yeah, dwarves are really strong right now from the DLC, and they have some pretty degenerate play styles you can play. So people just assume the worst and want to dodge you. I get that. I get both sides. I get wanting to play your favorite faction, even if you're not a degenerate. But I also get it when people are like, oh god, I'm gonna get sky cheesed by the thunder barge again, and dodge. Like, I get it. So I both feel your pain, and I have been the one on the other side who has been not dwarves. Please, not dwarves. Anyway, Butchers of Kalkengard and the Sons of Goros catch out the Sorcerers of Beasts, and she is on her horse, meaning she doesn't even get Footlord jank to try and save her. Now the Dark Elves have to commit pretty heavily to get in here and try and help out. That is a good fight for them, honestly. Cold Knights and Doomfire Warlocks getting charges onto the Sons of Goros, and the Groghoofs of Wolf's Run should be pretty good. Jabberscythe charging through, though, does get good damage and is going to start draining them down as their leadership drops. Elsewhere, again, the Beastmen infantry is left behind because this is a mobility fight, and the Beastmen usually excel at it, but they are outnumbered pretty heavily over here. Cold Knights ripping through Centaurs and Doomfire Warlocks, as Ravagers of Karth are the Scourge Runners, just firing into this big old blob of large targets. Sons of Goros down to half HP, Butchers of Kalkengard already routing, Groghoofs routing. The Jabberscythe gets away to safety. Is any Beastman going to be around to chase the Sorcerers of Beasts off? We do need someone to escort her off the map, otherwise she will come back. She has that elven leadership. And there we go. Centaurs and Tzeentch get onto the task, so they're focused. They know what's going on. They'll walk her off the map nice and safe-like, and that'll be pretty good for the Beastmen. Lost some Doomfire Warlocks, lost some Cold One Knights, but the Dark Elves won pretty big on this north side fight. Still have a lot of healthy Cold One Knights, and they pushed off 3 different Centaurs, which is quite nice. Jibber Jabber chasing down these guys while getting shot at by Scourge Runner chariots. The Ravagers of Karth back here. I see their poisoned bolts firing in every so often onto the Jabber. Jabber on our monster tier list was pretty high up there because of his crazy animations taking him to safety a lot of the time. We can see that here. He is dodging a lot of Scourge Runner shots just by being silly and jumping around. Butchers and other infantry coming up to help the Jabberscythe. The Sons of Goros get completely surrounded and mobbed by Cold One Knights. Buffed up by Murderous Prowess, as Cold One Knights are going to rip through the Centaurs nice and easy. Though Malagor does get a nice revenge Flock of Doom onto 3 units. Elsewhere, the Centaurs Tzeentch finish chasing off the Dark Elf casters. That is no longer a problem. And once again, the dreaded white line starts to hem in the Dark Elves as they get chased from every side by the Beastmen. So this time, they are punching holes and able to keep moving forward. Beastmen still relying on an Ungor Spearman herd or 2, just in the back line, keeping the point. And how much can the Jabberscythe do? Can the Scourge Runners kill it outright? Because without the Scourge Runners killing it, I mean, maybe this thing could charge and drain down the Cold Knights. They're not doing great on HP, so once Murder's Prowess wears off, they could actually rout. Sons of Goros charge straight into the Cold Knights. Cold Knights going to fight to the very end, but it looks like they will die. The Beastmen on the charge are just a little too impactful for Cold Knights to resist, down to 100 HP and falling, so Sons of Goros should be able to finish that off. Butcher's back again. I feel like they've routed multiple times, so this will probably be the shattering point for them if they rout another. But the Jabber takes a bunch of damage, and without that, I'm very concerned. Very concerned the Beastmen can't close this out. Jabber's leaving, because the Beastmen are down to 2 healthy Ungor Spearman herds, and that's like it. Malagor too, I guess, but he just cast Flock of Doom onto some chariots, which does literally no damage. I don't love that. Dark Rapier crossbows running forward, going towards the point, but realizing they can't do much against that Ungor Spearman herd, they're going to rout off, change direction, chase off some Centaurs or something. 3 very wounded Cold Knights. I would like to see a Flock of Doom on them, so I hope Malagor does not waste a Flock of Doom on this. He needs to go get these 3 that are all clumped up. But then you have chariots too. I don't know. This is a lot for Malagor to kill all alone. I don't love it. I never versus Tomb Boy, and I would like to see how it'll go up against him. 1 in 1,000 chance. 1 in 10,000 chance. The date of the tournament for the winners isn't determined yet. Devil, can you DM me so I remember to message you after the stream? Like, DM me on Discord so I have a notification, please. What's good with Kalita? What's synergistic? Are you talking about Necropus Knight's halberds? Because I will hurt you. Banquo! Whoop Dust Dealer. Volton's boyfriend. Oh, Volton's boyfriend. Okay. Belcor's Informant, a Warpstone Peddling Rat with one paw in every scheme, and one other clutching Volton's hand. Volton's hand? Are we sure about the Volton thing, Peaceful Romancer? Are we sure? Or is this more Empire propaganda? As the Dark Elf chariots run down one of the Ungor Spearman herds. Those used to be full HP not that long ago. Now they're all dead. Malagor still roaming the skies. Even if he has like 3 or 4 more Flock of Dooms in him, though, I still don't think that honestly wins this, because I don't know how he deals with the chariots on his own. So, man, that was a convincing Flock of Doom to shut me up. On to 3 Cold One Knights. The Dark Elves resetting. They will charge back through these Ungor Spearman herds any second now and take them out. Is that Devil messaging me? That's Devil messaging me. What up, Devil? I love when Devil messages me. It's my favorite thing. Ungor Spearman herd's gonna get run down by Cold One Knights yet again. Airstrike sent me a message, so I'll save that. Boom. In come the Scourge Runners, but they get kind of a limp charge that sometimes happens, and now they're just stuck against spears and melee while getting shot from behind by their own Peter crossbows. Another Flock of Doom down on 2 chariots and the Cold One Knights, getting some damage out, but really not onto the chariots. And at this point, we're down to just Malagor. I mean, there's technically a Spearman herd to our left here, but that thing has 1 leadership, so it is not real. Okay, we'll see if Malagor can kite this out. Bum 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 ba-dum ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum ba-dum bum bum bum. Bum 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 ba-dum bum bum bum, routing off some stuff and bum bum ba-dum ba-dum bum. Why did we use any Winds of Magic on an enfeebling foe? I did not like that. Use all your Winds of Magic on Flock of Doom on those guys. Dun 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 dun. He's surrounded. Dun 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 dun. He's not surrounded anymore. Dun 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 dun. Spearman herd are gone. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Everybody's routing. Dun 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 dun. He's surrounded again. Surely this time he is dead. Oh no! Dun 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 dun. Oh, okay, that one. I feel like that was better than just watching Malagor do that at 1 time speed. Is Malagor gonna win? He got close. Was I, excuse me, was I gonna cast it that fast on ×2 or ×3 speed if I knew it had gotten that close? No, I thought he would have died a long time ago. Do I regret it? Also no, that was pretty funny. Nice job, Falling Star. Pretty good game. Nice job kiting the Beastmen in his 2nd attempt. Adam TM took the game close, but the Dark Elves are too powerful. What up, Sully? Looks like we have a Khorne Mirror, and then Grand Cathay, Skaven, and then that's a Knight. Hey, it's Falling Star again. Not on his Dark Elves this time. Tournament is officially done, so I can finalize it and close that tab. Skaven Grand Cathay. Ooh, it's going to be a lot of shooting. 3 cannons versus the Avalanche Mortars and the Natty Bugler Sharpshooters. So for Grand Cathay, we have triple Grand Cannon, then some Jade Warrior Crossbows with shields, Peasant Long Spears, and Xiaoming the Iron Dragon with just his breath attack. And some Peasant Horsemen. Aside for the Skaven, we have a Clan Rat that got shot by 3 cannons at once. We have a bunch of Skaven Slaves, Night Runners, Poisonwind Globes, Rat Ogres, Nedgoob Sharpshooters, Avalanche Mortars, and Ikit Claw on his Doom Flayer with Crack's Call and Howling Warpgale. I don't hate Crack's Call against Grand Cathay. Crack's Call is good when you undercast against armored infantry, so that's okay. My computer sounds like it's about to take flight. Cannons should definitely be shooting at the Avalanche Mortars from Grand Cathay. They can't see Natty Booba Sharpshooters, but cannons are really not that good against infantry, and the globes are showing exactly that. I mean, these globes are getting pummeled by double or triple cannons, and they're still at half HP after 2 volleys. Natty Boobo's getting in range of something. It looks like they're going to fire at these Jade Warrior crossbows. Crack's Call comes down, takes half HP off a Jade Warrior that did dodge. So imagine if they hadn't dodged. Then they'd be in trouble. Avalanche Mortar's now the target of the triple cannons. And this is going to get a lot more impactful damage out, you can see. The Avalanche Mortars do not have a lot of HP per model, and the low model counts, the cannons can snipe them actually rather easily. Really close to getting these guys to rout, but they might get into range and get 1 or 2 volleys off. Maybe. As Night Runners and Rat Ogres try and get in there and cause some disruption, Grand Cathay is going to hold them back, but the Avalanche Mortars do get shut down. Globes get in range to finally fire at the Jade Warriors, but losing the Avalanche Mortars before they even got a volley off is pretty brutal. The Rat Ogres get up here without much Skaven Slave or Clan Rat support of any kind, so they're going to rout off. Doomflayer is causing disruption, including Ikit on a Doomflayer himself. Now surrounded by Peasant Longspears and trapped against the cannon model, so he can't get out. He's just getting poked. Ikit's going to want to get out of here. Even with his high armor, Peasant Longspears just have high enough stats that they'll wreck you anyway. Somehow one cannon did get shut down by Rat Ogres, so I guess go Rat Ogres go. The Jade Warrior frontline is having issues holding back all of the rats. But Ikit still pinned to the side of this cannon is not going great. Giselles did get in range to start firing back at something. I don't see a big obvious arrow from them, so I don't know what they're shooting at, but it looks like they were maybe shooting at cannons over here a second ago. Nice breath attack from Zhao Ming down the Gutter Runners, gets a lot of damage out. Yeah, those are Gutter Runners too. Ooh, that is a lot of damage. Okay, we have some Peasant Horsemen coming back to the fight. Grand Cathay is fully locked up in the melee now. We're losing some cannon models to the Doomflayers who have come to Ikiclaw's rescue. So now there's a bunch of Doomflayers and Rat Ogres in this area. Now they are still all fighting spears, so they all want to get away, but at least Ikit's not completely alone in this task anymore. Other Skaven weapons teams are being forced away from the Jade Warriors, kiting them out. Get rid of them, but now we have Peasant Horsemen about to charge in. They'll get in here, disrupt the Poison Globes even more. Globes with their 100 armor should be okay against Peasant Horsemen, but it's just stopping them from firing or doing anything for quite a while. As the Natty Boobo Sharpshooters continue to fire in, have almost paid for themselves at this point, which is quite nice. Where is Zhao Ming? There he is. He's terror routing off some Skaven Slave Spears. That is classic Zhao Ming behavior. I actually had no idea Crack's Call did that much. It is very good. It's just specifically very good against armored infantry, which Skaven are already amazing against, so you don't usually need it. It gets still trying to get away from spears. Wherever he goes, the spears just slowly follow him. Jumping to another good breath down the Gutter Runners, and then he's charging into them, which should rout them. This should be a 1-2 combo of getting rid of all those Gutter Runners that are harassing him, as Natty Boobas are still poking him down, but only have 6 ammo left. And Zhao Ming does have the big old fuck off Zhao Ming heal. That one. The Zhao Ming is a little deceptively healthy. We are getting some Grand Cathay units back on the back line, but these are 3 cannon crews that don't necessarily have cannons to go home to. A lot of dead cannon models out there. Looks like these 2 are still alive, and we have some dead ones around them. We'll see if those guys can even get back online. That looks like the Doomflayers have something to say about that. And they come. That was kind of anticlimactic, but they did get here eventually. Rolled through the Jade Warrior crossbows, caused a bit of disruption. Jumping on the back line, another good breath attack as all the Skaven weapons teams try and hit him, try and deal a little bit of damage. And at this point, I'm sure Zhao Ming is honestly fine with that. He's like, sure, hurt me. I'd like to get a heal, please. Alright, another Howling Warp Gale out from Ikit Claw to lock Zhao Ming in place, so the Natty Boobo Sharpshooters and Gutter Runners can maybe get a couple free shots at him. And damage is damage. You know Zhao Ming's probably going to heal. Unless you can get it to the point where Zhao Ming is crazy low HP and the last thing in the army, so he gets army loss before he gets his heal. That's really difficult to set up, so just damaging him. You know he's going to get his 1 heal, and then you'll kill him again, and it'll be okay. It is what it is. But the Doomflayer is still disrupting Jade Warrior crossbows. Still Grand Cannons. Not sure how to get back to their actual mounts. This one is back online. It says that has 4 to 4. In truth, it is 2, but maybe I'll shoot at Ikit. We'll see. We do have a bunch of Grand Cathay units that need orders. They need to come back to the fight. Like these Jador crossbows probably should have shot at Icket on his way in. Doomflayers shattering off and routing more range units again as Peasant Longspears try and go harass him. And in the back, Zhao Ming continues to annoy and take out various Skaven weapons teams. Only 2 shots left on Nabuba sharpshooters. They're still trying to shoot Zhao Ming. That is fine. Like, he has a good target when everything else in the Grand Cathay roster that's left is so weak, and like you have some Doom players that can maybe take him out. I get shooting Zhao Ming with your Natty Bubos, it's fine. I just worry about that heal, but there's not much you can do about it. Hey, you just got it. Nice big heal for Zhao Ming, and the bounce power all of a sudden goes in Grand Cathay's favor as Peasant Longspears get to fight against Doom players that will rout them any second now, so there go the Doom players. And Icket throws out a Crack's Call. It was a little optimistic. He only got the Peasant Longspears with the end of it. Still a bit of damage, but probably not enough damage for like 15 winds of magic or whatever it is, undercast. Doom players go off the map. Zhao Ming is still just slaloming around. Rat Ogres run up to him, punch him in the butt. Punch that butt. Punch it. And globes are back. Throw at the almost dead Jezzails who have no ammo, so they're worthless. And the Peasant Horsemen, just getting rid of the Peasant Horsemen. Honestly, that's fine. Trading a Jezzail HP bar for Peasant Horseman HP bar when they're out of ammo. The Peasant Horseman is way more annoying. Way more. It gets wishing he had Flens and Ruin about now. Guaranteed damage on the single entities is super nice for Skaven. Zhao Ming's trying to get into the sky. Rat Ogres almost keep him honest. He gets up. He's fine. He's chilling. Grand Cathay have rallied. This cannon crew is providing harmony for all the melee units around it, which is nice. And still we're getting some crossbows back. Icket's just running around. Icket's been back here for so long. He's trying his best. He's trying his best, guys. Here he now has to charge through a little bit of crossbow fire. And Zhao Ming. I love how both lords are just kind of solo missioning the entire enemy army. And they're seeing who can do it better. Can Zhao Ming kill more stuff more quickly than Naked Claw can? This is one place where you'd like his Doom Wheel. Is a late game situation like this. His Doom Wheel's pretty good at running over already wounded infantry. The only problem is that like you don't know you're gonna get this situation, and his Doom Wheel is very expensive now after the nerfs. In comes another Crack's Call. That should be really good damage. Yeah, good damage down that Peasant Longspearman. Screw that Peasant Longspearman. Okay. Let's go check on Zhao Ming. Let me use to watch Icket. We could just watch Zhao Ming. Zhao Ming tries to get back into the sky. Chat saying that Zhao Ming should go help snipe Icket, because then you draw the Rat Ogres to the spears. I do agree about that, drawing the Rat Ogres to the spears. Because Zhao Ming now doesn't have the excuse of, I'm just proccing my heal, bro. It's gone. This damage he's taking versus the Rat Ogres is going to stick. As Icket continues to cycle charge spears as best he can. Crossbowmen trying to take out something. It's Natty Boobo sharpshooters who run into melee with Jadeward crossbows, and they're actually going to beat the Jadeward crossbows. Ooh! Overcast damage onto Zhao Ming while he's casting a breath attack onto the Rat Ogres. Not ideal, but he will terror out both of them away, so that should be a win for Zhao Ming in the end, though it took him a while. And Icket still rear charges, routes off the cannons. Routing the cannons should take out the Peasant Longspears because nearby allies routing is bad. There they go. What do we have left? Peasant Horseman way over there. 2 half-health spears. An almost dead Jadeward. Ooh, are those Peasant? No, Jadeward crossbow, yeah. So they have a bit more HP. And Zhao Ming's still chasing off stuff. Ooh, Crack's Call, Crack's Call, Crack's Call! He's not dodging! He doesn't see it! The Crack's Call! Through 2 units! A spell you never see! Clutching the game for the Skaven as it routes 1 and maybe 2 Peasant Longspears. And the Natty Boobo Sharpshooters melee assassin crew also chasing out the Peasant Longspears. Huge break for the Skaven. And they actually just routed all the infantry of Grand Cathay. Zhao Ming is also chasing off stuff. I can times 3 speed as they chase things. Skaven have the capture point. That's kind of concerning. Globes throwing at the peasant horsemen as Zhao Ming is charging at them. Do any of the globes make contact? Yes, they do. They get a couple hits in. And that might be enough to rout these cowardly peasants. 1 leadership up to 3 because they go to Lord nearby. Ah, but they shatter because they saw rat ogres. How many of those calls do they get? Crack's call? Undercasting gets only 15 winds of magic, which is still a good amount, but it also has unlimited power. So he's getting more winds of magic than you'd think. Very nice breath attack from Zhao Ming to take out the Skaven Slave Spears, and we know that Natty Boo Sharpshooters are a non-factor. So honestly, I still think Grand Cathay is probably going to take this. The Skaven are just too low on leadership, and it can't duel Zhao Ming at all, but it's getting risky on the balance of power. As Poison Globes try and throw at Zhao Ming, who's netted, but he does dragon things, so he didn't really take that much damage. Zhao Ming charges into Globes, and Ikit is trying to rear charge him, get what damage out he can. He charges into him, but man, there's a mismatch in combat prowess here from Ikit Claw and Zhao Ming. Rat Ogre's charging from behind. Charging plus Lord is nearby buff should keep these guys in the fight for a little bit, and Zhao Ming is going to be concerned. But if he can stay in the fight, if those leadership bars start to waver because charging is wearing off, these guys will rout again. Nice breath attack down the line from them. Gets good damage out. They are starting to rout for a second time. There's Howling Warp Gale netting Zhao Ming in place. He's down to 15 leadership. He gets a good charge onto Ikit Claw. Can he take out Ikit to win this game? He absolutely needs to. 1500 HP for Ikit, 1200 for Zhao Ming. He's getting poked by Poison Wind Globes, and he transforms into human form. I am shocked, and he terror routs Ikit as he was turning into human. He doesn't cause terror anymore, so that was just a dragon thing. I have no idea why he turned into dragon form or what just happened, but he's in human form now. He's not a dragon anymore. No more terror, so if the Skaven come back, they should be fine. And Ikit's bonus versus infantry applies. This might be a critical blunder from Grand Cathay. Why did you turn him into an infantry? No, the chariot can hit him very well now, and he routs, and it's over. Oh, he had to transform into human form to capture the point at some point. I see. But still, I didn't realize how much vanilla that was. Yeah, no. Zhao Ming turning into human was rough because, like, that was happening. I mean, you couldn't have known, but Ikit terror routed just as you were transforming. So if you were still your dragon, you could have chased Ikit down. And also, since you weren't your dragon anymore, when he rallied, he got his bonus versus infantry against you. That's not why I did that. I thought it was a good idea. Zhao Ming can be tankier on foot than as his big form, but he's tankier against large targets when he's small. He's not tankier against chariots when he's small. That's funny. I mean, shit happens. Avalanche mortars with 0 value. The cannons just snipe them out instantly. Doom flares, Giselles did fine. Very, very close game. GG, lads. GG's. It was a good game, Airstrikes. It was a good game. Sigvald, maybe Fireball, is very mad. We have one game left. It's the Skulltaker versus Valkia. Now, if you're a real one, you're going to root for the Skulltaker here, because everybody takes Valkia all the time. And if you like Lord diversity, you got to root for the different Lord. I think Valkia's build is better. I think Lucky Spotify is in a lot of trouble. Wait, who won? Who won what? The Skaven did.
Look at these pretenders. All warriors may claim.
All right, for the Skulltaker's tiny-ass army, we have Skulltaker himself on his Juggernaut mount with a lot of buffs, so he is very expensive. 5 Bloodletters of Khorne, Blood Beasts, and Minotaurs. That is it. That's the whole build. On the other side, we have Khorne Gores, Marauder Horsemen Throwing Axes, Chaos Furies, Marauders Dual Weapons, Bloodwreck Berserkers, Valkia the Bloody, and the Hellforged Bellowers backed up by 1 Fleshhound. The Bloodletters army charges forward. The Blood Beasts in tow. The Hellforged Bellowers is firing. It is firing at the Blood Beast, so this next shot is not going to do a lot of damage. Yeah. Not a lot. Hellforged Bellowers do a lot more damage versus infantry. I thought me and him were gonna have a fair fight, but he shot me. He shot me. All right, Skulltaker jumps in. He's a good duelist, but takes an insane amount of damage versus the Bloodwreck Berserkers and Valkia, and he starts to run away. Bloodletters are cleaving through Marauders of Khorne quite nicely, even the dual weapon variants. But now we have an overextension as some Minotaurs jump through the front line, end up on top of Khorngors and getting thrown at point blank range by Marauder Horsemen throwing axes. That is not ideal. Not ideal at all. Marauder Horsemen of Khorne retreating, Fleshhounds of Khorne half HP already as they fight the Blood Beasts in the woods. The Hellforged Bellowers continue to fire at Minotaurs. Now, the Bloodwake Berserkers earlier, they showed us their prowess, and they might just do that again as they get into melee. They are undefeatable in melee. Impossible. Can't be done. You can't kill this unit in melee. I've seen it. You can't. Nope. Shut up. Invincible. Can't take damage. Literally invulnerable. As the Bloodletters are about to die, Minotaurs are going to rout too when their Bloodletters get crumbling. And Skulltaker was fighting the Hellforged Bellowers. Bloody Onslaught weakens it significantly. I love how he just ignores Valkia entirely and goes for the Hellforged Bellowers. 6 more speed, downhill charging, and he gets his charge bonus, so he charges straight in there. But then he's going to T-pose. And if anybody's like, Human Boy, why do you hate missile chariots? It's because this happens. If a lot more models had attack while moving animations, I would not mind missile chariots as much. Like, when you caught them like that, if Skulltaker was swinging at it while he was chasing it, I would be like, yeah, missile chariots are fine. I just hate, like, when things T-pose when chasing stuff, and I think it's even worse than missile chariots, dude. Same flags? They have similar flags, not the same flag. Jacker Skins, you did great, dude. No one has ever said that Jacker Skins did not do great. It's never happened in the history of ever. Skulltaker's running around in circles, trying not to die. Waiting to get a fight with either the Hellforged Bellowers or Valkia. Either is fine, honestly. But for the green side, the Hellforged Bellowers are still pretty healthy. They still have Skirmish Cav, and they still have a half-health Bloodwake Berserker that's already cleaved through most of the Bloodletters. Now there's 2 wounded Bloodletters left to contest the Bloodwake Berserkers. And after those guys die, I mean, I don't think Minotaurs want to fight these guys. I don't think anybody wants to fight these guys. Minotaurs getting close to routing, but they have almost taken out the Hellforged Bellowers with them. Nice Marauder Horseman throwing axes volley. Gets rid of those guys. Saves the Hellforged Bellowers. And Bellowers still shooting at Bloodletters. There goes Fleshhounds. Marauders about to rout, and a bunch of Minotaurs come in. Everybody's trying to kill the Bloodwake Berserkers. Slapnir does not do much damage to these Bloodletters, so that's fine. And this is actually the best case scenario you can get versus the Bloodwake Berserkers. Good surround. Everybody's getting good damage in. I love how Skulltaker is avoiding Valkia so heavily. Like, you think he'd want to take the fight, but he's just running around the map, making sure she's not useful. I don't hate it. I just kind of, I would think he would just want to take the fight, but I guess not. I mean, now he's pretty crazy low. Ooh, he's going for the Hellforged Bellowers one last time. Blocks a shot from them and then continues to run. Not gonna shut them down as Minotaurs get routed and then shattered. Oof. 2 Bloodletters, Demonic Instability crumbling, and that looks like it's gonna seal the fate of the red team here. Balance power is crazy far against them. Minotaurs still fighting to the end, but they might be the last ones standing as the Blood Beasts of Khorne are gonna take out the Hellforged Bellowers. Those guys are crazy low. And, you know, Demonic Instability is a hell of a drug, but Skulltaker gets taken out at the same time, so trading the Hellforged Bellowers to Skulltaker usually isn't worth it. And even then, they actually managed to survive to the very end. The Hellforged Bellowers was still there. As Adam will take the win versus Lucky Spotify with dishonorable Khorne ranged units. How dare you? How dare you use Khorne ranged units? For Spotify, Skulltaker proved why he sucks. He's terrible. I hate Skulltaker. Monsters units did well. Bloodletters did okay. Skulltaker's just too spendy for what he does. And there's that. They throw them because they're hot and can't keep hold of them, duh. Easy W. So we have Devil, Ukinko, La Luna, La Pruna, and Jacker Skins for our top 4 qualifiers. If Devil's still in chat, plus he messaged me, the top 4 qualifier will be after CA releases the next patch. Probably give people about a week to learn the new units. Well, maybe a little less. We'll figure it out as we go. But we'll probably pick a weekend day, get everybody together, and do a finals. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun, Devil. 5 a.m. Devil, go to bed. Does. Good night. Good night.